Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just click the link in the show description to support now.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
They win the final game 5-2 to remain the baseball champions of the world. The Yankees, with this 9-0 crusher, have won their 17th World Series.
The Yankees again are world champions.
The Yankees win their 21st World Series.
The Yankees are champions of baseball.
Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time.
Welcome back, Yankee fans. This is the Chase for 28 podcast. You're listening to episode number 89. I am Chris, and I am joined by the podcast Padre in our last episode of 2024. What is going on, Pops?
Episode 89? Oh, we're getting triple digits pretty soon here. I don't know what's going on. Yankees better wake up.
We'll get there.
Yep, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think we'll have more than 11 episodes before the end of the season.
Yes. Yes,
before November 2nd. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Did you have a nice holiday season?
Yes, I saw some family members.
Yeah? I saw some too.
Yes, it's nice. It's nice when the gaggle gets together and everybody has a good time.
Yes. As we record this episode, we're actually gonna get ready to see. I wouldn't call him the third wheel, but he certainly listens to the podcast. Hello to the podcast, Cousini, cousin Jimmy.
Cousin Jimmy. Yep. Yeah. Well, I'll have to get his take on things on when we see him on Sunday.
Yes. Hopefully, he listens to this episode before he shows up.
Make him sit in the car. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So I had a good holiday season too. Thanks for asking. Let's get into it. We got some Yankee news since our last episode, which was a couple of weeks ago. I believe the last episode was...
We said 2 weeks ago. We predicted today was the next one.
No, I know that. I was trying to look at a date, but it's not showing me a date on my computer.
Chris, what's today's date?
Today's the 27th.
What's 27 minus 14?
13.
There you go.
All right. So it was December 13th. It was a few weeks before Christmas. And the Yankees had just come out of the winter meetings. We had a flurry of moves as the Yankees moved past the Juan Soto era. And we had some things that happened in the last 2 weeks and as the winter meetings ended. But before we get into that, we want to get into our trivia question from the last episode. Your question was, how many home runs did Babe Ruth hit against the Yankees in his career? I'm going to throw out a number, and I'm going to say 55.
55? How come so high?
Oh, okay.
You figure before the Yankees, he was with the Red Sox, but he mostly just pitched. He didn't play the outfield, too.
But didn't they hit?
Yeah, but just when he pitched.
Oh, okay.
And then he left the Yankees, and he went to someplace.
Boston.
He went back to Boston. Boston Braves, whatever.
All right, I'll readjust my value, and I'll say...
Readjust yourself.
I'll say 22.
All right, you're closer, but still wrong. The answer is 12.
All right, so he hit 12 home runs against the Yankees.
Against the Yankees.
So the other 698?
No, he did hit a few after he left the Yankees at the end of his career.
Oh, okay.
I remember in one of the movies they made about him, I think in his last game, he hit 3 home runs. But I don't know, that was like, you never saw the movie, like an actor, William Bendix played Babe Ruth.
The only Babe Ruth movie I'm aware of is the John Goodman one.
John Goodman, yeah, William Bendix. That was going back to the old days. Don't ask me why. I remember there was a scene in the movie where when he was a pitcher, he was in a bar with all his teammates, and he had gotten hit pretty good. And there was a woman in the bar who said, like, I know how you're tipping your pitches. So she made him go through his windup, and when he was going to throw his curveball, he stuck his tongue out. Like to get the grip on the ball. She said, there it is. And she stopped him. And like, oh, I'm sticking my tongue out. I have absolutely no knowledge of that being true.
I'm sure there were a lot of things in that movie. I looked up this guy as you were talking about him. He doesn't really look like Babe Ruth at all.
No, not at all.
But they made this movie while Babe Ruth was alive.
Yes.
So there's some pictures on the internet. If you look up this guy, what would you say, William Bendix?
William Bendix, yeah.
There's some pictures of him and Babe Ruth together. They look nothing alike, and Babe Ruth probably could have played himself, and he's much bigger than this guy.
I was going to say, William Bendix was not a big guy.
No. But this is not the Yankee episode where we're going to talk all about William Bendix and the 1950s movie, The Babe Ruth Story. So we got other moves. We'll have another trivia question at the end of the episode, and you got a good one based on some things we're going to talk about today. All right. So first up, let's, again, we're going to keep these off-season episodes really just tight to the moves because there's really nothing to recap other than the moves that they make. So since we last spoke, the Yankees traded for Cody Bellinger, the outfielder first baseman that they've coveted for the last couple of years.
Yes, they've always wanted him. Yep. Now they got him.
Now they got him. And all they had to give up was money and right-handed pitcher Cody Poteet, who pitched for like 34 seconds in 2024.
Yeah, I am very surprised. I mean, before they made the move to get him, all the back and forth that was going on, that when they actually made the trade, that's who they gave up. I was like, okay, I knew the Cubs got Tucker, who I wanted. All right, so they didn't need Bellinger, but like to get Tucker and then like just give Bellinger away for just about nothing, and they're contributing $5 million towards his salary.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Brian Cashman, our favorite general manager, continues to win. Problem is, he wins these off seasons, kind of like he's improving the roster. There's no escaping that. He is doing what a general manager should be doing. Okay. Now, again, some more moves that we're going to talk about. And if you look at this entire offseason as a whole, it is the kind of offseason that you'd like to see your team have, where you take a look and you go around the diamond. What are our needs? What holes need to be filled? Who do we have to move? Who do we have to say goodbye to? Yeah. And who do we bring in to replace them? And I don't think any of this was going to be possible had they signed Juan Soto.
No.
They would have hung their hats on, we signed him, he's coming back, and let's roll into 2025 with probably a lot of the same other parts and pieces that we have now since said goodbye to.
Yeah, no, they would not. That's what you and I were saying back in the beginning, where maybe it was better not to sign him, because if they did, there wasn't going to be any money to go out and get other people. You would not have seen Bellinger. You would not have seen the trades for the relief pitchers from the Brewers. You wouldn't have seen any of this.
Yeah. Just today, I would imagine had they signed Juan Soto, you probably would have also seen somebody else come back at a very, not discounted rate, but probably for, well, no, I really can't say that. So I'm not taking that out. But our old friend Gleyber Torres signed a 1-year deal with the Detroit Tigers today. 1 year, $12.5 million. No, $15 million, something like that.
I think it was, you said $15 million in your text, and I believe that was less money than he made last year. I think last year he made $17 million. I'm guessing, but that $15 million is less. And I think if the Yankees were in a position where they had to make him an offer for maybe less than $15 million, he probably would have accepted it and come back. Again, we'll never know.
For right now, I am glad that he is not on this team. But I wouldn't put it past anybody if, since he signed a 1-year deal with the Tigers, that's a prove-it contract.
Yes.
Right? He's got to go out and have a big year, and he'll be a free agent again after 2025. Do you think the Yankees, if he has a big year, would consider bringing him back in 2026?
So you're making me go to next November's podcast.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. Now, I will say this. I don't think they'd bring him back as a second baseman.
No, I think they bring, he would be an afterthought. I already think next year's main concern, the guy with the target on his back, is going to be Guerrero.
Okay. I'm not going to disagree with you.
He's the one that's going to have the bullseye on his back to come back, to come to New York, that now supposedly he's okay with coming to the Yankees, and he's the one they're going after to be the first baseman. So again, it's a case of, like this year it was Soto. All right, you don't get Soto, now what do you do? Next year it's going to be Guerrero. You get him? Okay, fine. And you got to realize going after Guerrero is with all these contracts that they've got. So he'd be in addition to everything they've got now. Nobody's big contract is expiring after this year.
But so when you look at the contracts that they've dished out, and again, we have the reported, not yet announced from the Yankee side, the Yankees went out and they signed Paul Goldschmidt to a 1-year contract for $12.5 million. So Paul Goldschmidt is going to be your first baseman in 2025. 1-year deal.
But again, he's a 1-year deal. So a year from now, with he's not in the mix on a contract. So everybody else is still there, and Guerrero is the one that they'll be going after.
Yeah.
So if they go out and they get him, but again, that's next year. As you said, we're going to talk about this year.
Yes. So are you excited about Cody Bellinger coming to the Yankees?
He's going to, again, I want to see the Martian be given the full shot to play center field. It's yours. Go out there. Bellinger is on record. He's like, I'll play left. I'll play center. You want to let Judge DH a game? I'll play right. I'll play first. When I show up at the ballpark, tell me which glove I got to put on, and I'm going to go out. That's the attitude you want. Now, if Bellinger is my left fielder, I think defensively, he'll give you what Verdugo gave you, if not more, and he's got to be a better bat than Verdugo was.
Yeah.
I mean, Verdugo gave you, he had that hot streak in the beginning of the year, the first 2 months, and that was it. Bellinger is going to give you more than that. And Bellinger, put me on record, I think he'll hit more than 10 home runs in Yankee Stadium.
I think so, too. When they had the Max Fried press conference, the guys at Yes, they were talking to Boone after the fact, and they asked him about, Cody Bellinger, and it had been reported that he was signed to play center field, and Aaron Boone came out and said, no, we have not signed him to play center field. He said that Jason Dominguez is still in play for center field, and the conversation that Boone had with Bellinger was basically Bellinger saying, I want to come there, and I'm willing to go what you just said. Tell me where to go. I'm looking for, I want to come to New York, and I want to play left field, first base, whatever you need me to do. I'm ready to do it.
Yeah. If it ends up where he plays center field and Dominguez plays left field, I don't care. As long as Dominguez is given the full, like you've coined the phrase, if he's given the Volpe experience.
Yeah. He's got to get that shot. I'm willing to go down that road.
Yeah, let him go out there. And let's face it, Volpe's first year, he batted 209. So if Dominguez goes out there for the full year and bats 250 and he hits 25 homers and he has 80 to 90 RBIs, we think we struck gold.
Yeah.
Compared to what's been going on the past couple of years. And again, with Goldschmidt playing first base, they say, okay, he was an MVP, 3 years ago, and he's declining. But it's almost a case of no matter what he does this year for the Yankees, it's better than what they had last year.
Yeah.
They had no home runs after the end of June, whatever that date was. So he's a Gold Glove first baseman. Granted, he hits right-handed. So if he hits, I can't tell you what kind of hitter he is. I have no idea. He played in the National League. But if he's a line drive hitter, and again, even with him, if he bats 250, that's more than we got last year. I'll accept it.
Looking at Goldschmidt's numbers from last year, so he was 36 years old in 2024. He had 599 at-bats, scored 70 runs, had 147 hits, 33 doubles, a triple, hit 22 home runs, 65 RBIs, 11 stolen bases. He walked 47 times. He struck out 173 times. He batted 245. He slugged 414. So he could still hit. He's a professional hitter.
Yeah. And again, are Bellinger and him, as of right now, that's the only additions to the offense.
Right.
Are Bellinger and Goldschmidt going to equal Soto? Probably not. But again, where Soto was one person in the batting order, you've now got two people in the batting order that are getting on base and giving you some offense. So you're replacing one with two. So, and I got a feeling they're still maybe one more smidge of a deal coming someplace.
Yeah. And I actually just pulled up Rizzo's number from Baseball Reference and looking at Rizzo in 2023 and 2024. And again, he got hurt halfway through 2023 and you have all of 2024.
Broken arm and a concussion. Yeah.
Yeah. But Paul Goldschmidt last year had better numbers than Rizzo combined the last 2 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel bad for Rizzo.
I do. He's such a nice, he's a nice guy.
He's a good guy. He doesn't deserve what happened to him, but concussion, freak accident, broken arm, freak accident. Figure how many times in his life, 35 years old, how many times in his life have you fallen down and this time you break your arm?
Now, and when you look at Rizzo, if he never got concussed in 2023, if he didn't have the breaking of the arm and he just had declining Rizzo seasons the last 2 years, I believe the Yankees would have brought him back on a maybe 2-year deal.
They had the option for this year.
They probably would have picked up the option.
They would have picked up the option.
So, yes, I do feel bad for him. We got to see him up close and personal in Somerset this past summer.
Yeah.
He didn't look great that day.
No. Now, I don't know if anybody's going to sign him, but I could see maybe the Cubs signing him on one of those one-day contracts, come back and you'll retire as a Cub. Yeah.
And he deserves that. Again, good.
And then
the
next day, the Yankees should be bringing him in to be a coach somewhere.
Yes. Yes. Your Cincinnati Reds making moves with the Yankees. The Yankees traded Jose Trevino, one-time All-Star and starting catcher, out of nowhere, like the natural. They trade Trevino to the Reds for Fernando Cruz, a right-handed pitcher, reliever, and catcher Alex Jackson. Now, Fernando Cruz only has 3 years of major league experience. This guy has been bouncing around for quite some time. His professional career started with the Royals in 2011 when he was 21 years old in the Arizona Rookie League.
All right.
And he spent last year, the last 3 seasons, parts of, mostly with Cincinnati, and he comes in as this now top reliever. Problem is, he is 34 years old.
Well, so is Cole. What can I tell you?
That's true. My bad.
Yeah, stop thinking of these people as old farts. They still got some giddy up in them.
All right, so over the last 3 years with the Reds, here's what we got out of him. He's a reliever. So last year he was 3-8, but a reliever. Wins and losses don't mean anything. It happens.
Right.
Last year, ERA of 4.86 in 69 games. He started 3 games last year. That must have been early in the season.
Yeah.
66 and 2/3 innings pitched. Gave up 54 hits, 36 runs, 36 earned. Gave up 9 home runs, 35 walks, 109 strikeouts in 66 and 2/3 innings.
All right. He's a strikeout pitcher. That's one of the things they were lacking.
So hopefully he can get with Matt Blake and we can harness that power. He is a right-handed reliever. Okay. And he's a switch hitter, if that means anything in today's world.
Yeah, you got him. You got the new guy from the Brewers, Devin Williams.
I think Devin Williams comes in as the more highly touted new Yankee in the bullpen.
Yeah, you got Weaver.
Do you think that Devin Williams will be handed the closer job, or has Luke Weaver earned that going into 2025 based on his 2024? Is it his job to lose, or by committee? What do you think?
Well, I think it's a thing of the way it is now. A reliever cannot go every day. Maybe 3 days tops. And Weaver proved to you he can come in and give you more than the last 3 outs. So I think they look at it now as, okay, if we bring Luke Weaver in today, and let's just say he pitches the 9th inning. Okay. Tomorrow, we could bring him in again. Maybe we need him in the 8th inning, and then Williams could come in. Now, I don't know about Williams. Can Williams go more than the 3 outs? I just think it's a case of, we go with you today, we'll go with you tomorrow, and then the day after we'll go with the other guy and the other guy. It's going to be back and forth until somebody, as you hinted at, somebody maybe steps ahead and proves themselves. But you'll always know I still got the other guy Because, everybody goes through droughts and whatnot. So if one guy starts to falter, then it's the other guys. And I think it'll just go back and forth all season.
Again, with relievers and closers, just makes you appreciate how good the Yankees had it for 20 years.
Yep. Yep. And don't forget, Johnny Lasagna's coming back.
Yes, that signing was officially announced. So Jonathan Loaizaga will be back in the bullpen. And I think ultimately age, but just by age alone, I still believe he could be the closer of the future. I think his stuff is that electric. And coming off of Tommy John surgery, where we have seen guys forever come back stronger, throw harder, and take their careers to another level and their game to another level, I think that is well within the possibility for him.
Yeah, I got him up now. He just turned this past November. He turned 30. Yeah. Yeah. And they haven't signed him yet, but they're talking about bringing the lefty back, Hill. So he was a reclamation project. He came from the White Sox where he sucked.
Yes.
Came to the Yankees, and all of a sudden he was better. It was, so.
Yes.
We got the pieces there.
So as we're looking at this team, right, if we go around the diamond, what holes are still left to fill? We've got a starting rotation. We've got our catcher in Austin Wells. We've got a backup catcher. I didn't look into Alex Jackson. I don't know if he was on the major league roster in Cincinnati or if he's coming here to be the backup. Okay.
I think he was. Yeah.
So we got this Jackson guy. He'll be the backup. Good for him. First base, looks like we're signing Paul Goldschmidt. Right. Second base, currently a hole, right? Because
it's the second third base hole.
It's the second third base hole. We've got our shortstop. We've got, again, we are projecting Jason Dominguez to be the center fielder. Obviously, Judge is in right. We're putting Cody Bellinger in left field. So right now our current holes are third base and second base. Yep. And really it's a matter of, do you have Jazz Chisholm play third base and go out and get a second baseman? Or what we think should happen, do you move Jazz Chisholm to second base and go out and get a third baseman? Where do you stand on the second third base hole?
I'd rather see him play second. Like I said, I just didn't like him playing third base. I mean, maybe it was lack of experience and he could, work out in spring training and be much better at it. But I think he'd be more natural at, he looks like a second baseman. That's all I can say to that. He looks like one. As far as third base goes, I don't want to see Arenado. I don't want to see, what's his face from the Astros,
Bregman.
Well,
Bellinger is a wine.
That's pretty good too. Bregman. Yeah. I don't think Bregman would translate well into Yankee Stadium.
Well, he's another right-handed hitter.
Yeah, but like dimensions and things and whatnot, I think if Boston gets him, he'll have a good season. He'd be better off there. I just don't. I don't think the Yankee fans care about him. If the Yankees got him and he came and he slumped, oh God, would he hear it from everybody. If he came and he was like a house on fire, the fans would cheer him.
Isn't that just how it goes, though?
That's just how it goes. So I don't think they care. Oh, you were on the Astros 17, you cheated, blah, blah, blah. He starts off good, nobody will care. He starts off bad, he slumps, now we care. Yeah, what's the matter? You can't hit unless somebody's banging a drum in your head?
Now, I will say, I am personally leaning towards go out and sign him.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the other options are. I don't want Arenado.
He wants a big contract, though. He wants like 6-7 years.
Arenado, I'm putting in the old column.
Yeah,
I wanted Nolan Arenado 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't want him now. But at age 30, could you sign Bregman to a 4 or 5 year deal? Maybe. I don't know that I'd be opposed to that unless he really declined.
Because the Astros actually, one of the trades they made, with the one with the Cubs for Tucker, they actually got a third baseman back.
Yeah. That's why people are projecting it's just a matter of time till he signs.
So maybe it's a case of, I want 7 years, but gee, nobody's signing me. So I got to go and I got to take 4 years.
Here's what I don't think. I just don't think the Yankees are going to go with an internal option. So I don't think they're going to move Jazz to second and all of a sudden you're going to have Oswaldo Cabrera as your starting third baseman.
Or that other guy.
Who?
LeMahieu. He's still on that roster.
They got to cut their losses.
I know.
Unless he got a foot transplant or he got new toes.
It's amazing with his foot injury the past 2 years. It just totally destroyed him as a hitter. I don't know.
And I don't see them bringing up Peraza to play third base as a rookie. You got a better shot at Jazz playing third and moving Peraza to second.
Yeah, which they might do. And again, if Peraza came up and lit the world on fire, nobody would care.
It's if nobody cares when the moves work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's December. The moves are working right now.
Wouldn't that be great if Peraza came up and played second and Dominguez is in center field? So you got two rookies and they both do well. Wouldn't that be great for this franchise for the future?
And then if you look at them up the middle, you'd have in his first full season as the starting catcher, Austin Wells.
Yeah. Because
he was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
Volpe at short, Peraza at second, Dominguez in center. That's building up the middle, as they say.
Is that, did you just name 4 people?
I did.
Is that like a call 4?
I see what you did there.
Yes.
The new core. The new core, and Judge is not mentioned anywhere in those 4 people.
No.
Judge is an old man veteran now. By the way, shout out to Aaron Judge and his wife. They are expecting the birth of their first child.
Ah.
Baby Judge.
Maybe be a lawyer. No, okay. All right.
Let's see. So that's all the signings. Real quick, before we get to some other Yankee current events, want to thank SeatGeek for being the sponsor and supporter of our episodes. If you want to get tickets in real easy way through a great app experience, check out the SeatGeek app. You can download it on your phone. Go to chasefor28.com/SeatGeek. And if you use the promo code chasefor28 at checkout, you can save $20 off your first purchase. You can buy tickets to winter sporting events. You can buy spring training tickets, concert tickets, tickets to all sorts of stuff. SeatGeek is the place to do it. And our promo code chasefor28 gets you $20 off that first purchase. So go to chasefor28.com/SeatGeek. Okay. Yankee current events and sad news. Ricky Henderson, former Yankee and great major leaguer, all-time stolen base leader. He passed away just shy of his 65th birthday, you said? His birthday was Christmas? Would have been Christmas?
He passed away last Sunday, I think it was, and his birthday would have been Christmas Day, yeah.
Yeah, he passes away unexpectedly.
Yeah.
And anytime you saw Ricky, you thought he could still swipe a bag.
Oh, and he would have told you he could, too.
Yeah. A little bit about Ricky Henderson. He broke in 1979 at age 20 with the Oakland A's, and his career spanned all the way until 2003 at age 44, where he finished his career with the Dodgers. The bulk of his career was spent with the Oakland A's, 14 seasons in Oakland. Next most was he spent 5 years with the Yankees, and that spanned 85 to 88, and then part of the 1989 season when they reacquired him. He spent 3 years in San Diego, 2 years with the Mets, 1 year with the Mariners, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Angels, and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And until Derek Jeter passed him, he had the Yankee franchise record for stolen bases with 326, and then Jeter eventually passed him to become the all-time Yankee stolen base leader. Yeah. But it's just amazing that he became the stolen base leader in 5 seasons.
Yeah. Nobody ran like him. He was
nobody.
As he said, you had to have the confidence, and he just thought, you cannot throw me out.
And nobody did.
Nobody did.
When he passed, I saw highlights of an interview with Harold Reynolds, former ESPN baseball analyst. He's on MLB Network. And he said that there was a year that Ricky was injured, and he won the stolen base title with 60. And he said as he was telling the story, his season was over. It was, November, December. He gets a phone call, picks up the phone. Howard Reynolds answers his phone. Hey, it's Ricky. And he's like, Ricky always talked in the third person.
Yeah.
And he was ragging on Howard Reynolds. You only had 60 stolen bases. He's like, I would have had that by the end of May. And he hung up the phone. So, man, could he run. What are your memories of the mid-'80s and Ricky Henderson on the Yankees?
I think what people forget about, besides the stolen bases, all-time leader in leadoff home runs.
For the Yankees or in general?
In general, for his career.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you how many times he did it, but I'm pretty sure he's the all-time leader, leading off a game with a home run. Oh, I could see you typing away.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. All-time leadoff home runs. Ricky Henderson had 81 leadoff home runs.
There you go.
Do you want to hear the rest of that list?
After 81, who is it?
George Springer with 60.
And he's still playing. Okay.
Number 3, Alfonso Soriano with 54.
All right.
Craig Biggio, 53. Mookie Betts currently has 52. Ian Kinsler had 48. The Grandy Man had 47. Curtis Granderson.
Okay.
Kyle Schwarber is tied for 8th with 46 with Jimmy Rollins. Number 9, Brady Anderson had 44. And that is a top 10 list. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Ricky's record is safe for a while.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, RIP Ricky.
Yep.
All right. Any other Yankee notes of interest you want to talk about? I know you like to do research on different things. Anything you want to bring to the table this chilly December night?
Any research I got is going to be a future trivia question. I got a couple of them backed up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, speaking of the trivia question, then we had our Babe Ruth trivia question. And what is your question for us now that Cody Bellinger is a member of the Yankees?
Well, now Cody's dad played for the Yankees.
The great, the immortal Clay Bellinger.
Clay Bellinger.
Old number 35.
So that's the number he's going to take, right?
Yes, Cody Bellinger will be wearing the same number his dad wore. And I told you a fun fact about Cody Bellinger, that he had 4... Clay Bellinger played 4 years in the major leagues. 3 out of those 4 seasons, he won a World Series.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the other little bit of trivia about who his wife is.
Oh, well, okay. Also a fun fact, Cody Bellinger's wife is Giancarlo Stanton's ex.
Okay, the trivia question is, right, you have a father and son who now have both played for the Yankees. Name the other 3 father and sons who played for the New York Yankees. There are 3 more sets of fathers and sons that played for the Yankees.
Is it the same scenario where it's like, oh, Clay played and now not at the same time?
No, not at the same time. Nope. I think in Major League history, isn't that just Griffey Jr. and Griffey Sr.?
I think so.
Ones.
I think so. All right. So we've got 3 fathers and 3 sons that played for the Yankees at some point
for the Yankees
in Yankee history.
Point in their career. Yep.
Okay. Well, we will be back with that trivia question answer in our next episode. And I don't know that we'll do an episode in 2 weeks. I mean, we'll see what happens. You and I will talk to each other.
Yeah, we got to wait and see when we get a third baseman.
Yeah, so we'll come back when we get a third baseman or a second baseman, whichever one shows up first.
Or the Cusini wants to chime in.
Yeah, maybe we'll come up with some type of some bonus episode content. If there's something you want us to talk about, feel free to send us an email. The email is feedback@chasefor28.com. You could also send us a voicemail, chasefor28.com/voicemail. Ask a question, get us thinking. We're on Twitter and Instagram @chasefor28pod. And we do want to hear from you. So we are 2 Yankee fans, and we know we are not alone. So feel free to send us something to yap about. And be sure to check out SeatGeek, chasefor28.com/SeatGeek, and use the promo code chasefor28 at checkout and save $20 off that first purchase. Thank you to SeatGeek for supporting the Chase for 28 podcast. My name is Chris. He is the podcast Padre, and we will be back when we are back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.